Hey, welcome to Color Up. We all know that the 7 is most likely to roll, so why not bet against the numbers and with the 7? Well, and today we talk about lay bets and I show you how to win with the 7. Lay bets are the opposite of buy bets. You are betting that the 7 will roll before one of these point numbers. These are commonly called no bets. For instance, you may bet the no 4. If a 7 rolls before the 4, you win. If the 4 shows up first, you would lose. No other number affects this bet. There are more ways to roll a 7 than any of these other point numbers, so you have to lay more money than you expect to win back. Now, lay bets are not self-service bets. The players should put their chips in the cum in front of them and tell the dealer what they would like to lay. For instance, lay the 4 please, or give me the no 4. The dealer will pick up the chips and put them in the proper box above the number you're betting against. Notice the lay bets go up in this box up here where all the don't action goes. The dealer will then place a lay lammer or button on your bet to make sure it's not confused with another don't bet. Now, lay bets pay at the true odds of hitting the 7 before the number, much like an odds bet, which means there is no built-in house advantage. But the casino is not going to allow you to play a fair game. So like a buy bet, lay bets have a fee or vig of 5%. This 5% fee is how the casino gains back its advantage. Remember, the vig is a 5% tax or commission for making the bet. It's important to know that the 5% vig is calculated on the amount you win, not on the amount you bet, which is opposite of a buy bet. Let's look at a $200 lay bet. A lay bet on the 4 and 10 pays 1 to 2. So your $200 would win back $100 minus a 5% vig. 5% of 100 is $5. So you would give the dealer $5 and this is your fee for your $200 lay bet. Remember, the vig is based off of the win of $100. 5%, $5 on your $100 win. A $40 lay bet on the 4 or 10. If the 7 rolls first, you would win $20. And the vig for that $20 is 5% or $1. So you would have to give the dealer $1 for the vig on your $20 win for a $40 lay bet. Now, like the buy bet, when you pay the vig makes a very big difference on the house edge. Some casinos are going to ask for the vig when you make the bet or up front and keep it whether you win or lose. So when making a $40 lay bet, you would hand the dealer $41. If you win, you get paid $20. If you lose, you are out $41. In this case, when the vig is paid up front, the house edge for the 4 and 10 is 2.44%, the 5 and 9 is 3.23%, and the 6 and 8 is 4%. Now, other casinos are only going to collect the vig after you win the bet. So when making a $40 lay bet, you would hand the dealer $40. If you win, you would give the dealer $1 and he would pay you $20. If you lose, you are out only $40 versus $41 if you paid up front. Under these rules, the house edge drops significantly, and it makes laying the 4, 5, 9, and 10 a pretty good bet under 2%. The 6 and 8 edge is a bit higher at 2.27%, which is an iffy bet for players who like to keep their bets below 2%. Now, the majority of the time you're going to see people lay the 4 and 10 because the 7 has a pretty good advantage over them. And the 6 and 8, there's 5 ways to roll it versus 6 ways to roll a 7. So they don't feel their odds are that great. So you won't see a lay on the 6 and 8 very often. Now with the lay bet, you can make them, you can remove them, you can increase them, you can decrease them at any time. If you paid the vig up front and decide to remove your bet, the vig would also be returned to you. Lay bets are going to be working even for the come out roll of a new game, unless you request them to be turned off. In most casinos, you must lay enough to win at least $20, even if this exceeds the table minimum. For example, you may not be able to lay the 4 and 10 for less than $40, even on a $10 table. This is because a full vig of $1 is 5% of a $20 win. So you would need a $40 bet. The minimum on the 5 and 9 would be $30, and the minimum on the 6 and 8 would be $24. You'll just have to check with the casino about the minimums. You really shouldn't make a lay bet that wins less than $20 because you are raising the vig higher than 5% due to the rounding that would take place. If you could afford to lay more than the minimum, you can bring the vig down potentially. For instance, lay the 4 and 10 for $78 to win back $39. 5% of $39 is $1.95, which could be rounded down to $1 for an effective vig of 2.56%. Again, this is just going to depend on how the casino rounds up or down. At $80 to win $40, the benefit is lost because the charge of 5% of $40 is going to be $2. Lay bets have several positives compared to place bets. First, each lay bet is more likely to win than lose. Place bets are more likely to lose according to probability. Second, if a player has multiple lay bets, they may lose individual bets during a roll, but will win all at once when the shooter throws the 7. Place bets win one at a time and lose all at once. Third, since every single shooter eventually 7s out, keeping lay bets in action eventually leads to a win, while place bets ultimately lose. Now you should know when you lay the 6 and 8, you should do it in increments of $6 because the payout is 5 to 6. When you lay the 5 and 9, it should be in increments of $3 because the payoff is 2 to 3. You should lay the 4 and 10 in increments of $2 because of the 1 to 2 payoff. Let's say you lay $30 against the 8. There are 6 units of $5. If the 7 rolls first before the 8, you would win $25 or 5 units of $5 at a 5 to 6 payoff. Let's say you made a $60 lay bet. If the 7 shows, you would win $50, 5 to 6. Of course, you would still be on the hook for the vig. And that's going to be $1 or $2 depending on how the casino rounds. All right, what if we laid the 5 or 9? Let's lay the 9 for $30. Now the payoff for that is 2 to 3. So our $30 lay bet is going to win $20 at a 2 to 3 payoff, and you would still be required to pay your vig. All right, what if we made this lay bet, let's see, $30, $40, $45. That's a multiple of 3. A $45 lay bet is going to win back $30 at a 2 to 3 payoff. The 4 and 10 we basically already covered. It's real easy to figure out because the payoff is just 1 to 2. So a $40 lay bet, that's going to win $20. It's just half of it basically. So let's say a $50 lay bet. Oh, my chips are all a mess. Our $50 lay bet is going to win $25. $100 lay bet would win $50. So that 4 and 10 are real simple to do. All right, I hope this video was helpful to you. And remember, anytime that you believe that the 7's rolling a lot or you think it's going to come up before the number, go ahead and lay against the number. I always hear people complain, well, the 7's going to beat you. Well, if you make lay bets, the 7 is your friend and can help you win money. So whether you like to lay bets, buy bets, place bet, good luck on coloring up.